to former CENTCOM Commander Admiral William Fallon. You know, Admiral, this would not be the first time an administration has had sort of mixed messages coming from key members, so I'll debate that another day. But on the sanctions themselves and whether they're necessary in your eyes to follow up on punishing the Russians for supporting, presumably, this chemical weapons program, what do you think?
Well, I think the whole deal is very complex, and the sanctions piece is just one. It's one tool in the locker, but the bigger issue here is the relationship between U.S. and Russia. And the Russians know what they want. They're a lot more focused, I think, than we are. They're trying to reestablish themselves. Putin wants to basically give himself a nice fat buffer around Russia. They want to be seen as big players again. And Syria happens to be an avenue that's been very fruitful to them. So they've bucked up Assad. They've basically given him a protective umbrella, and they've been on the offensive, certainly in the cyber world and a lot of other places. And so our challenge is the big picture. How do we deal with these guys? And it's a lot more than just a strike here or a strike there or a single initiative. I think we need a comprehensive strategy for dealing with this resurgent power.
You know, obviously it feeds a narrative that's been out there on the mainstream press, as you know, Admiral. Well, why did the president pull his punches after the fact with the Russians? What's going on there? So just to dismiss that cynicism, should he follow up? Should he send a clear and strong message, as was thought to be the case when Nikki Haley first announced that they were coming, to say, no, you crossed a big old line here, and we're not going to forget it?
I think, again, you got a much bigger problem in Syria, and so I think the president felt that he needed to react. Certainly, this kind of carnage perpetrated against civilians is in keeping with what Assad's done. But you got to send a message. But again, the bigger issue is where do we want to go? You know, are we going to try to solve the Syria problem alone? Not going to happen, I think, anytime soon. We've got to figure out a way to I think, view the Russian activities in the greater context of how Russia sees itself against the West and against the rest of the world.
Does it make a difference to you, Admiral? I'm sorry, sir. Does it make a difference to you one way or the other, whether we have good personal relations, our two leaders, with each other or not? I mean, the bottom line is right now they've hit a low, or it would appear to be that. And that always seems to end up being the case between an American leader and a Russian leader.
Well, I don't know. I think the reality is you've got national policy issues that we got to deal with. The reality is also that you deal with people, and the personality that's clearly in charge in Russia is Putin. But I think that he understands what he grew up in, and that's being a tough guy coming from a position of strength. It doesn't mean, I think, chest thumping each other and saying, hey, I'm a tougher guy than you, but how you implement policies that basically put us in a better overall international position than them.
You know, it's interesting. Again, this president,
personalities, you can't separate the personalities from this thing. You got to deal with them.
Because this president is getting grief from some in Congress, not all, about not running this by them, the Syrian attack. French President Macron is dealing with the same thing, as is Theresa May in Britain. This always happens, but does that mean that if they were to act again the way they did here, that they'd be facing this or worse?
Well, I think if they did this again, you got to take it back and look at again the bigger picture and how to really get the message. But the reality of the Western nations, we're democratic organizations. There's a structure built into the political operation of each country, and there are ways to act quickly, and that's what the administration and the president chose to do in this case. In the bigger picture, if we're going to involve military people and if we're going to be tied up in things that are potentially going to get larger, more complicated, you certainly want to get the Congress involved because you want to have the American people behind it at the end of the day.
Admiral Fallon, thank you. Always enjoy having you on, sir.
Sure.